Good evening, guys. Hello and welcome to an absolutely frigid episode of the Outdoors Crew Live. I got my boys over here. That is Popsicle John and Frigid Grant. How are y'all doing, guys?
Awesome.
Cold. Very cold. It's like 23, feels like 16 here.
Ouch.
Yeah,
we shut down the city here. San Antonio said, no, this is enough of that. We're shutting down.
Cheers.
The one drawback to teleworking is everybody who was supposed to go into the office today, they said, nope, Fort Sam Houston is shut down. Essential personnel only. You all just stay home. But if you're teleworking, just keep working. So they basically got a day off while the rest of us were teleworking. Had to keep working, which I'm okay with that. I didn't leave the house. That's fine.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you can cuddle up next to the, whatever heater, whatever source of heat you got, you get to put on whatever you want and just kind of sit on the couch, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
That's a good trade-off.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this. So 2 days ago, I was, drinking a pina colada on an 80-degree beach in a sunny day. This isn't cool, guys. It's not funny.
Welcome home.
Whoever decided that this is how things needed to be, like this is some kind of joke, not funny.
Yeah, you're supposed to bring that summertime weather back with you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
What the hell?
It was like 78 degrees when I got home, and I was like, man, this is nice. I was in shorts. And then we went to bed and woke up, and it was like 55, and it kept getting colder. Not right. I had no idea it was supposed to freeze last night. I had no idea.
It was, and tomorrow's supposed to be even worse for us.
Is it?
They've already closed everything down tomorrow. There's no schools, nothing.
We were cold enough. They probably should have done that. We're kind of waiting on word, I think, to see if that's going to happen or not. Very likely. We don't do. So the rest of the world, just understand, like, if it's freezing during the day in South Texas, that we handle that the exact way we handle a hurricane. Like, it's essential personnel only. There's nothing happening during the day. We're closing the roads because they might be frozen. They might not. We don't know. We're in Texas. We don't know how that works.
It's kind of like us in Florida. We're both kind of like that. Ooh, hurricane, okay. Tornado, yeah, we see. A freeze? Wait a minute.
You mean the rain is going to be hard? I don't understand.
What is that? Yeah.
We start poking it with a stick or something. We have no idea what.
Windshield wipers won't move because they're frozen. Okay, I'm going in.
So, we got Texas people in here. How many of you idiots are like me? I'm saying that I can smell our own. And the first time your windshield froze over, you poured warm water on it to get that ice off. I did that one time.
I lived in New Mexico first, and Michigan and Germany. So I learned all the cold weather tricks before I ever moved to Texas. So at least I haven't done that one.
Yeah. My trick is to put a tarp over my truck.
Yeah.
Did
at
that
least
last
over the
night.
window.
Oh, that's next level.
Did that last night. Walked out at 4 o'clock this morning and just took the bungees off and peeled it right off. I got it on there because we're supposed to get some more tonight. So
smart.
We woke up.
I thought that was smart because I had a piece of wood that I used to chisel it off for an hour.
Yeah, we woke up to about an inch of sleet, so it was pretty slick out this morning.
Yeah. The weather's one thing stops about it. And this stuff's going all the way up. I know Michigan and even up into the Northeast. So the next couple days are going to get pounded.
Yeah.
What's your next couple days outlook, Grant?
We're cold the next 3 days, and then it's supposed to get back up into like 40 on Friday and 50 on Saturday. Upper 50 Sunday, Monday. So, just back and forth. I mean, that's what makes it rough. You can't get used to the cold when it's 60 one day and 20 the next. That's how it's been since October, really.
Yeah. Who's all over there in the chat tonight?
All right, I'm saying hi to people right here, right now. Let's see. Well, we have Mr. Brandon O'Neill was in here a little while ago. I don't know if he's still here. Says hello, everybody. Of course, we have the Outdoors Live crew. If you have not already subscribed to that channel, there is a link in the description. I suggest checking that out. What we're doing right now with these live streams is we switch into my channel, John and Grant's. And we're probably, we're trying to figure some things out here, but we're probably going to be moving away from that next year, just because we don't want it to be as confusing for everybody. We want it to be simple. In order to do that, we need a hub, and we're going to use that as our hub for all the live streams and stuff. So check that out. You got plenty of time to do it, but be aware you're going to have to be heading on over there for the live streams.
And you never know, there might be one of the three of us, we all have control of that channel, so one of the three of us might do a pop-up live stream any time of the day, anywhere. You never know.
We're trying to grow it. So yeah, don't be surprised if we have some weird giveaway or some secret little thing that we do on there. I love doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So yeah,
over
stuff
there,
like that happens.
Whoever can show up at a live and who knows what was done over there, so we know they're looking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's see, brainstorming already. Yeah. We got Mr. Ben Covarrubias, Wild Japan, Earl Matthews, Hunter Fox, and Zane Collins. Gentlemen, appreciate you guys all coming and hanging out with us tonight. We're gonna have fun. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. We're all froze in. Nobody can step outside the door, so you might as well be hanging out with us, having a drink and enjoying a good time. We have a couple of things we're gonna be talking about. But just before we get to that, though, what did you guys do this weekend? I'm curious to know. I need to hear everybody's stories. So I've been gone. I was in Mexico last week. You're going to be hearing all about that for the next 8 months. I'll be telling the same stories over and over and over again. So before I jump on that, what did I miss this whole week while I was gone? Everybody in the chat, let me know what you've been doing. Get me caught up to speed. Grant, I want to start with you, man, because I was holding back before we started the stream, but I want to hear about what you've been doing, man, especially today.
Well, I was on call over the weekend, so no fun there. But yeah, today was the last day of duck season. Mr. Rick, I don't think he's in here yet, but he invited me to go with him and one of his buddies, and got my first 2 ducks of the season on the last day of season.
At least you got some.
Yeah, that's rough to hear, but it's also you posted that picture, which we'll be checking out here in just a bit. And yeah, that was rad seeing that. You posted that, and I was like, yes, I got excited.
Yeah, it was fun. We should have had a few more, but it happens. You don't have practice shooting all season, and
all of a sudden you got to be ready for it.
Janet says the music's a little loud.
Hey, thank you, Janet. I appreciate that. I get 0 feedback on that. So
you turn that music down over there, god dang it.
Right? Get out of my yard.
Thank you, Janet.
David Martin, cheers.
If you wouldn't mind, Janet, if you would, I've got the slider on this is a little bit weird. If you wouldn't mind giving me a heads up, when it gets comfortable for me, I would really appreciate that. And anybody else in the chat too.
Is that better?
So my weekend, you can guess what I did this weekend. I worked on the boat.
Went fishing.
Got some exciting stuff. I got my couple things I've been waiting on is the new panel for the gauges and the new panel for the switches. I can't do nothing really any more electrical until I get those mounted. So I got those in. But now I'm waiting on a seal for them, and then I got to do some work to. They had these screw fittings that went in, and then a screw went in. Well, those screws all had broken off in the past, so now all these things are stuck there where I want to mount this. So I got to get rid of all that stuff. So that's what I'm doing now, getting rid of all that. But I've got the new fuse panel's been in for a little bit. I did a new negative and positive bus bars are in. Replaced all the wire ends on those. I had one speaker that was out, and I looked at it, and the back where the wires connect was broken loose. So I'm like, well, I'll just get a new speaker. It's dual DUAL. It's moderate price brand, right? So I got new speakers, installed the new speaker. Yeah, turn on the stereo, crank it, and it still didn't work. So I got to do some wire tracing for that speaker. That has gone down to near the bottom of my list of to-dos.
I don't even know what to say about that. I think that is an absolute waste of money. I don't know why you're doing that, because you film. Why in the... There's no music on a boat, man. I got into it with the charter captain down in Mexico. We went fishing, and he was... I didn't know how to have this conversation, so we're down there, and the guy is trying hard to make this fun. He's trying to make this an excellent trip. He's working hard to get us fish, and he's blaring music. And we were, we're having a ball. We're having a great time. It was awesome. But I had to tell him, I was like, hey, I filmed all my B-roll and stuff in advance. And so we're waiting on a catch, in order to further the filming. And I told the guy, I said, hey, I actually had to have a conversation with Rachel about it. She was fighting me on it. And I ended up going up to him like, hey, just so you know, you're aware we're filming here. We had the whole conversation with him beforehand. Really cool about it. But I was like, yeah, so I don't want to ruin the fun or anything, but when we catch fish, I need the radio off. That thing's got to be dead. Real cool about it. He was like, oh, yeah, no problem. And he took that to mean turn the volume down. So he was cool about it later. He shut it off. But, I was nervous as heck. He turns the radio down, and Rachel was doing some filming with the radio. And she's like, how's this look? I was super stoked. She was getting into it. She was filming stuff like that. And I was like, that is freaking awesome. I love this footage, but it's muted. Just know that in your head, there's nothing going on. You don't need to be talking to the camera right now. We're going to have to refilm. we're going to have to go sit in a closet, and we're going to have to watch the video, and you're going to have to re-say everything that you just said on. Yeah, exactly. And you got to be the same distance from the camera, because you can tell the difference if the camera's too. It gets really goofy. Ended up working out okay, but yeah. So I hear you talking about putting in speakers in your boat, and I'm just like, why?
We do use a boat without filming sometimes for fun, so that's the purpose of that.
I don't know what that's all about.
What?
Rachel, she's not.
Grant, you got to unmute yourself, bro.
Yeah, that non-copyright music, what you're gonna be playing, right?
Right. Yes. That's what we need is a playlist of YouTube audio library.
YouTube music. Oh my goodness.
That'd be the lamest playlist ever. They might as well be put onto a cassette tape.
Man, what has Ben doing in Midland still?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're sitting here waxing on. He's still in Midland. You were in Midland before I left for Mexico. And you were talking about doing that pond. You didn't catch anything, though. You did clean up some mono litter on the shore. Appreciate that, man.
Black Hole Ranch in Florida. I've never heard of that.
This gentleman is one of this. So this is Seaman. He's the one that got the sailfish.
Okay.
So what's chital? Is that
I actually looked it up. It's a spotted deer or axis deer.
Any luck with that?
Axis here.
Yep.
I've never heard them called that though.
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, it's the same as an axis deer.
Okay. I like the
very good eats.
I like to have a different name too. It sounds exotic.
That does. That sounds better than Axis.
Right?
Axis sounds like that deodorant stuff. Axis.
Every now and then when I'm talking about going down to Cozumel, if I want it to sound exotic, I'll say I was down in the Yucatan.
Yucatan.
Yeah, and I do it with the flourish.
Yeah, of course.
While Japan went for a hike at Tsukuba, I hope I'm saying that. I'm not saying that right at all. Got a great view of Fuji. I don't have any of your pictures of that, but I do have some of your pictures. It was kind of like throwing darts as to which one we were going to put in the thing later here. Anybody's interested in seeing that, it is some really cool shots he's got of Mount Fuji.
Cool.
Mr. Collins says no luck when he went to Blackmore Ranch. No luck. Ranch was hunted really heavily. Pressure had them hiding until midnight, and then at midnight they just start coming out. 3,000 acres of high fence. Yeah, and we were just talking about high fence just a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Fishing without a boat. How you doing, man?
What's up, Danny?
How you doing, man? Have you had any chances to go out? You get anything done the last couple of weeks with whatever this weather thing is that we're dealing with now.
Yeah.
I came back, expected to be at the beach this weekend doing fishing. Nope, that wasn't happening.
That is so funny.
I didn't think it was funny.
Welcome home. Here you go.
Luckily, it's February, or it'll be February in hours now. Mm-hmm. And in Texas, February is the worst. Luckily, it's the shortest month of the year. This is a miserable month. I despise it. Short days, cold temperatures, and stuff like that. But then we have spring break. Starts March 1st. I've only got to put up with this for like 4 more weeks.
Yeah, you'll be good. You'll be good.
Working on guitar solos.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, man. I want to see some of this.
He posts some of that stuff. I think it's on Facebook is where he's posting it.
Okay. That would explain why I'm out of the loop on that one.
Fishing for Trophies is in the house.
What's up, man?
Cheers.
I love that name, by the way. Absolutely classic channel name.
Yep.
So an interesting topic of conversation. And I'm curious, like now that we got the crew in here, we're kind of like rolling and stuff like that. Going to move into this conversation real quick. So I was reading this article. It was in the New York Times. And there is, this can go multiple different directions. And I'm curious, like I want to have a lively discussion about this. So there is this group of fishermen down in, they're in Brazil. The famous ones are in Brazil. But there's actually like 4 or 5 circumstances of this all over the world, Myanmar, India, and some other places that it happens. There is a pod of dolphins down in Brazil and these other places, and they have learned to hunt with the fishermen. And the fishermen there have learned to hunt with the dolphins to where they actually have a symbiotic relationship. The fishermen and the dolphins know, like they go out at the same time. They get into a thing where the dolphins basically chase bait up to the fishermen. The fishermen use nets to catch the bait. And then the dolphins are able to get some of the bait that is not caught by the fishermen. And actually, in some circumstances, they actually get up inside the net and take the fish from the fishermen. But like I said, it's like it's actually one of the most it's unique in that it is one of the rare symbiotic relationships between human beings and an animal and another species of animal that exists in the world. There is rarely ever a circumstance where a relationship benefits the other animal. Most of the time, it's human beings take advantage. We get everything that we need out of it. This is one where the dolphins actually have a higher survival rate in the wild as a result of being around these fishermen. They noted that the life expectancy of dolphins that were not doing this was like 13% lower, mainly because they were getting caught in like nets in the river and other things like that, to where they had to travel, and in traveling they had a higher KDR. They're getting killed off more successfully than the other ones. So I'm curious about that. I thought this was really interesting. I wanted to have this conversation because if you're anything like me, you see dolphins out in the wild and you immediately like want to throw something at them because they're getting in the way. They're scaring off the fish. They're trying to take your catch off the line. If you are an exquisitely skilled fisherman, like maybe some of the people in the chat, you might have hooked into one once in a while and had the fight of your life. What are your thoughts on that? With like human beings interacting down here, that is a federal offense. You're not allowed to do that. What are your thoughts on that? Dolphins working with people, would you be doing that? Like, or are you just like me where you want to throw something at them? John, you've dealt with this. You have videos on this stuff. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so we haven't come to that level of relationship with the dolphins here yet. We came to the
not yet.
First time fishing out there. Oh, look, dolphins, they're so cute. And then moments later, wait, that dolphin's trying to take my damn trout off my hook, and grew to the relationship of, God dang it, dolphins are here. We're going to move or do something else. Because not only will they try to steal your fish that you're catching, but they can scare away the game fish that you're trying to catch, because the game fish, hey, there's a big ass predator right there, and they're probably more fearful of them than you and your hook.
Right.
Yeah, that dude's screwed.
Right. I see that and I'm gone. I see that picture. I see that dolphin breaching like that. I'm like, no, there's no fish left here.
Right.
Mother.
Exactly.
And then I'm out.
Yeah. I wish dolphins work outside. Look, let me know if you want a relationship, Dolphin.
No kidding, right?
I'm in. We could both win.
Dude, you know where the fish are. Like, you know where I want the big reds, right? I want the flounder. Bring me a flounder, and what do I need to hook you up with? Like what? How did we have this discussion? I want to have that talk.
Whatever they do.
Right. Like, are they trained, or are they just being opportunist and knowing they're going to get to eat for free? Or
I assume it happened over years.
So the article, the really cool thing about this, because you're right, that we have circumstances here where you run into a dolphin and they know that fisherman means fish, if they're good at what they do. And fisherman with fish means that they throw fish back, which means, free food. They're very beggy like that around here. But in this circumstance, apparently this pod, and this is dwindling, this is going away because fishing resources are also diminished now as they were like prior decades. This has been going on for 150 years in this particular town in Belize, Laguna something. Okay. Not Belize, Brazil. So yeah, it's actually, it's a long-standing relationship to where they have been taught, they have learned through multiple generations.
Gotcha.
So fishing without a boat. Right, he's saying on the jetties they use them on the jetty because they push trout up close to the rocks. I didn't know, I wasn't aware of that. Interesting.
And
then he says they're good because it means there's game fish around. Which, unless they chase the game fish away from your hooks, I guess that could be true too. Shanae said, "Nah, hell with them." Well, she said more words.
I've
fishing
seen
for trophies. Go ahead, Grant.
To kind of go along with the Dolphins, I've seen a few videos where there's people that have otters that are trained to fish, and then I've seen where those cormorants, I believe they are the birds,
cormorants
that dive for fish. Like this bird will freaking dive, catch a fish, come up to the side of the boat. The guy will put a stick in the water; it'll stand on the stick. He brings him over into the boat over the live well or cooler and drops the fish right in the bucket, throws him back in the water to go catch another one.
Yeah, I have seen that. And those guys with those giant hawks or eagles or wherever they are in Mongolia that they'll send off to go tackle a dang deer, right? And kill a deer for them. So there are some other situations. I don't know, how much they get of that, right, when they get it for them. But
yeah. I've seen hawks trained to catch ducks and rabbits, and I've seen one where they've got a ferret that they send down in rabbit tunnels. The ferret runs the rabbit out, and then he lets the hawk go to catch the rabbit. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
One of the ones, there was 3 examples of a symbiotic relationship, which is a relationship where like both sides benefit. And there was 3 examples that the New York Times had. I forget one of them, but one of them was Native American. I don't know which tribe, I don't know the specifics of it, but back in like the 1800s, back before we all got here, there was Native Americans that would hunt with wolves, like the wolves and the Native Americans would hunt together. And even that was stories. They're not even sure, like that's not confirmed.
Well, I mean, there's people that hunt with dogs.
Yeah.
I had an uncle that he took his German Shepherd deer hunting with him, and that German Shepherd would let him know when a deer was coming.
Yeah. Fishing for Trophy says, have you seen the video of that classic picture of a dolphin throwing a flounder in the air? I'm not sure about throwing the flounder, but I have seen the documentary where they talk about them doing pufferfish being poisonous, that they actually have documented dolphins who like they go and they play with pufferfish and throw them in the air, and as a pod they roll them around and stuff like that, and in doing so they ingest some of that toxin and they get high, and then the pufferfish swims away and they sit there and they just the dolphins float belly up on the surface. I'm not even kidding. This is like a documentary you can see on like Netflix. All the dolphins, there'll be like 6 or 8 of them just floating belly up on the surface, stoned out of their minds from the whole puffer. Yeah, I can only imagine the conversation.
That's hilarious. I'd like to see that once.
It's like, can you imagine if we were like on land, but not? I don't even know the conversations they'd be having.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, like so. What Shannon says, the issue there is that even if they're scaring them up, the fish in that panic mode where they're no longer like eating. Japan says had an ex that was a dolphin trainer. The dolphins recognized her and would ask for fish even out of uniform. Yeah, that's so. I mean, they're really intelligent.
Yeah, the military uses them.
Don't work too hard, Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a good evening. Thank you for coming by and saying hi. We need to keep us abridged of what you got going on.
Yep, absolutely.
Just got to predict where they're running to. Usually up shallow where the dolphins can't go. Don't shut down. Switch tactics. Yeah, they still, to me, that's still like them scaring them. So I'm not like, I have family who despise dolphins because they're so beggy. In that boat, I don't despise them, especially like, Rachel loves them. That's her spirit animal. So every time we go out fishing, she wants to see the dolphins. And it's one of my goals in life to go offshore and put her into a big pot of dolphins, let her go down and swim with them. Legally, in international water or something like that, whatever I have to say to make that whole comment legal, just insert comment there. But they do that. To me, like in my opinion, they do scare the fish off. Like it makes fishing a little bit more difficult when they're around. They throw flounder to fit them in their mouth. They don't have hands, so they throw them and catch head first. Oh, could like flipping them in the air? I've seen them do stuff like that.
I thought they were just playing with them.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got some really intelligent tactics that they use for their fishing. Things like, one thing I've seen them do in other countries, or I've seen them on documentaries, is that they'll go into shallower water where it's clear. And as we all know, like fishing in clear water is like so much more difficult. So they'll find a bait ball and they'll swim up on them and they'll swim a big circle around them, but they kick their fin against the mud or the sand or whatever, and they create a wall of sediment that causes the bait ball to kind of like circle and get compact. And then that one dolphin will come in and make the circle. The other ones come shooting through that circle, catching the fish that are in the middle of it.
Yeah, there's some. I think it was a show I watched about Argentina where there was a pod down there that has learned to push the fish right up on the beach, the bait, right? And they would actually beach themselves to get food and then get back in the water. And they said they're one of the few pods that they've ever seen do that. I was like, that's pretty cool.
What's up, Chad, Lone Star?
Evening, man.
Yep.
Oh, hey, another great example. They do it with air bubbles in deep water. You're right. I've seen that one. I've seen them talk about that one as well. They use air bubbles to, I don't know, disorient fish.
Yeah, I think so.
Make a wall.
Yeah, something like, I don't know. It's more advanced than anything I've ever done. I just cast a line in the water with 3-day-old piece of bait on it.
And I know, like, watching some shows out of the Panama area, when there's a certain type of dolphin that they go racing and jumping all the time. I forgot what they called them, but the tuna are with them. Like they're high speed going after food, right? And the tuna are right there with them. So if you see that pod, you get in front of them and just start casting through it, and you can pick up tuna that way.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
For the dolphin kind of key them to, hey, there's going to be tuna over there.
We run into those. So around here we have the bottlenose dolphins, and those are the ones that get real beggy. They're social. They're used to people around here because there's so many boats, so many people trying to feed them and stuff. When we go way offshore, we get the spotted dolphins, the spinners. Okay. And that's a different breed, different species. They're not. They'll come and swim in the bow, in the wake, and it's kind of cool to look at them, but they don't get social. They're not really coming and hanging out. I want to say that was spotted dolphins that we had when we went offshore with the snapper out in Houston.
They were big. I know that. I don't know what kind they were.
I don't remember now. I want to say we had to go way out. I want to say those were spotted, but I'm just not sure now. I don't know. But we've seen them around the shrimp boats, and we caught tuna with them out there. So I don't know.
I think we went by 50 miles maybe out, maybe 40, 50, somewhere in there, wasn't it?
It's a 4-hour haul. 4-hour
Yeah,
haul
maybe
out and a
70.
4-hour haul in.
All right, Ben, are you still here? You know.
Yeah, I'm curious what far. I want to say that was 30 or 40 miles we went, which would put us in spotted dolphin territory. I'm curious about that myself.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys are going to have, they're going to have different hunting tactics. They're going to be doing different things. And, you know, we run into them out around the shrimp boats and we still catch tuna. So they're not scaring them off too bad out that far.
Yeah, tuna's a predator with them, I guess.
Yeah. They're all used to working with each other.
So Grant, last week was it last week when we asked about first catch or kill of 2023?
That's it.
You beat me to it. You beat me to it. You got your first kill.
First kill.
Yeah. I ain't got my first catch yet, but next weekend, well, Thursday, I should be getting my first catch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good luck on that, man.
Well, when we were leaving, they were actually pumping water from the duck blind area back into the lake. So it'll be, I mean, it's about 5 foot low. The lake itself is. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Tomorrow it's going to be cold. Thursday, I might try to go after work Thursday. We don't have anything going on.
Don't try to beat me to the first fish of the year now.
I'm trying. It's a competition. You just made it a competition, John.
You already won the first kill of the year. What else? What more do you want,
I
Grant?
want to catch that first fish now.
You guys, just so you know, you guys in the chat will be taking bets after the thing. Put in your bets.
You got to timestamp the photo or what?
Yeah, I'm like checking the weather myself right here. I'm like, you guys are talking about going out, and I'm like, dude, it's freezing. But I probably should be up to date with what's
Thursday
going on
is the
here,
first
so.
day here that it starts warming back up.
Okay.
50s.
Danny says if we were in the Galveston trip area, you were at least 30 out for big snapper, and I was feeling the same. I want to say it was 30 or 40.
Yeah. Galveston.
Wild While Japan's, it's almost end of dove season, so I'm trying to get one. Good luck on that. I didn't even know you were out hunting. Are you doing that with a slingshot?
You know what's weird is Michigan has tons of dove, and they have no dove season at all. I heard,
Really?
Yeah, I heard rumbling that they might finally have a dove season, but they have no dove season at all.
Because it's the state bird or something?
I don't know. I have no idea why. It's just weird.
Yeah,
It looks like it's supposed to be flat all weekend, huh? But we got a little wind.
Yeah. Well, even the wind comes down a little bit Thursday. Well, for me, the wind doesn't matter that much. We're going to be on a river. A lot of trees on the bank, high banks. We're not going to feel the wind much.
Yeah, I'm looking at coastal winds, so who knows what that's going to look like offshore.
Catfishing or what?
No, it's a white bass
That's
spawn right now. So they'll be running the river. So we'll actually be trolling the river with rattle traps. And then sometimes you hit a spot where you pick up a couple real quick, start throwing some rooster tails around there and see what else you can get. I hooked a big bass. We didn't go last year, so it was the year before or year before that. Last time we went, I hooked into a big bass, and about 5 feet away from the boat, he popped off. I had a Alabama rig on. We were trolling with the Alabama rig. That's my secret weapon for white bass run. So don't tell anybody, but put some soft plastics on an Alabama rig. If you get one, you might get 2 or 3 on there at one time.
I don't know what an Alabama rig is, so I was literally about to sit here and try to go look one up.
They're pretty neat. I've never used one. I've seen them.
I've got a couple of them. That's the only time I've used it, though. No, I take that back. I did troll with one on Bronick Lake, seeing if I could get a redfish to bite on it, but didn't. You seen umbrella rigs, Stanley? Offshore?
Umbrella rigs?
Yeah, where they're trolling and they got all these wires with different baits all over them. Right?
Yeah.
It's a miniature one of those. They call it an Alabama rig for freshwater fishing.
Do they actually have wires that they use to?
Yeah, there's a lead head with usually about 5 wires come off, maybe some spinners, and then you connect different baits on each one of the ends of the wires.
Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. We use that offshore when we're doing a troll.
Yeah, it was funny when it came. Ooh, look at this new Alabama rig. Even like Bassmasters banned it. Right, you can't use it during the tournaments because it works too well. And I was like, it's not new. They were doing that offshore forever. So.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of guys catching 2 or 3 pound bass at the same time.
Yeah.
That'd be a fight.
That would be a fight. That would
fun.
be a fight. The scary thing about it is you got 5 different hooks when you got a fish on. And you're trying to get him off, and he's flopping around. You got 5 different hooks flopping around. You increase your odds of being hooked.
We had a circumstance several years ago now where we had we got a 12-foot tiger shark on the line. I say I wasn't actually a part of this trip, but yeah, it got caught on a tile fish rig, which is 10 feet of like 5. You're using like 60-80 pound mono, dropping down 2,000 feet, and that because it's such a long drop, you have 5 or 6 drop shots coming off of that leader line, and it's all 60-80 pound mono, and it's all like 8 whatever those hook size hooks, big hooks, and they got a big tiger shark. And part of the problem getting the shark off is that you've got 10 of these massive hooks that are like, if you get hooked on one of those, that's it, dude. You are done. That shark gets mad and he's off to the races, and you're hooked into it. You're never seen again.
Yeah, I can imagine that would not be fun.
Yeah.
You got some new piercings.
Yeah, exactly right. You're going to come up. There's just going to be a hand on that line. Wild Japan says he was doing his dove hunting. He's doing that with a slingshot. I don't even know what the rules are for that down here, but that's freaking awesome. That needs to be a YouTube video. I want to see that one.
Yeah, definitely. Rude Dog Yak fishes in the house.
How's it going, man? Good to see you. What have you been up to the last couple of weeks? I'm trying to get caught up here, hearing what everybody's doing. Not the most dedicated hunter, mostly casually hunting. I don't even care. Hunting doves with a slingshot. That's primo. That's freaking cool.
It's very cool.
Danny says the weather looks good this weekend. We'll be on the South Jetty. Is that Port Aransas South Jetty? I am trying desperately to get offshore. We're talking about doing swordfish. That may end up being snapper. It also may end up being just cuddled up on the couch and crying. You never know how it goes.
Yep. That's true.
On that note, gentlemen, how would y'all like to take a look at some photos from what everybody's been doing?
Let's do it.
I'm kind of curious about this. I threw in a photo.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We probably got to ask the group over there how they feel about any one of us 3 being involved. You know what I mean?
Nobody said anything last week. We asked about that. If anybody has any issues with us posting our own photos and the photos of the week stuff, we're not really like putting ourselves up as far as like contest winners. We're not in the vote, but we also wanted to kind of throw in the mix like some of our photos. So we're going to be doing that this week. Let us know in the chat, like if we're taking advantage. If you feel like we are rubbing it in, because I just got back from Mexico, and I'll tell you right now, I'm rubbing it in. Grant got himself a couple of ducks, dude. He's rubbing it in. So if anybody takes offense to that, let us know in the chat. Give us an opportunity to make fun of you to your face.
Yeah, we've been jealous for the past however many weeks of fish and deer and ducks pictures. We're finally getting in on it.
Exactly. My sentiments exactly. So as usual, anybody who is interested, the photos of the week are brought to you by the premier fishing and hunting Discord server. There is a link in the video description, in the description of this video down below. Come and join us. Come have some fun. It's a great place to learn and exchange stories and post pictures and all that fun stuff so that we can be doing what we're doing right now with the live stream, taking a look at all of the best shots that people have had this week. Starting off with these gentlemen right here. We got Black Warrior Lures, Wild Japan, Dark Soldier T. Ross, and another one by Wild Japan. These are just our great, like, outdoor photos. Just like people who went outside. They didn't need to catch a fish. They didn't need to go hunting. They just enjoyed their time in the outdoors and got some pretty cool shots out of it.
Yeah.
No doubt.
That one in particular, like, For one, I love Black Warrior Lures. I wish he was in here more often. His shots, he has a lot of fun with it. Everything he does is with like an old school 1970s camera, even his YouTube channel.
Huh.
So cool. I always love looking at his photography. And then T. Ross getting a pretty cool shot of the moon. I just think that's awesome. I just think that looks cool. Moving on. Let me find the button here. Moving on over to our hunting guys. Now, this is where we're going to start getting some interesting stuff here. We got Playing Hooky Outdoors. I wish he was in here hanging out with us. He got himself a nice coyote.
Nice, yep.
Mr. Rick.
Fox.
A fox, sorry. Everything's a coyote to me.
Yep, gray fox. It was his first gray fox.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Nice. Oh, good for him. I don't remember if he's in the final or not now. We'll be discussing that in a moment. Mr. Rick went out. He did a little bit of hunting with somebody.
Huh.
Yeah, the truck bed full of ducks and geese. I wasn't with him that day.
Oh, I was hoping.
No, that's at the private pit that he got invited to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then it was like a day or two later. That's you in the next photo next to him over there, and then the ducks that you were able to get.
Yep, that was today.
Now that's a Drake Mallard, yeah?
Yeah, a mallard drake and a mallard hen.
Nice. That was the photo that I was all excited about. When you posted that, I was like, yes. It made me hungry looking at it. And then we got another gentleman. He is new to the Discord server. TKY Bro got his first buck and doe within like 20 minutes of each other.
Wow.
And pretty excited about it. Posted a ton of pictures. I had to throw them on here.
That's a healthy doe.
Yeah, that's a healthy, like, just a bit of meat, period. So good for him on getting that one.
Yeah.
Next up, we got our fishing. Yeah. So real quick on that before we do move over, I do have to say, so the deer, like my first deer was about the size of that gray fox. So yeah, that's a healthy sized deer in my opinion. Because it's South Texas, we get small deer here. That's the inside joke on that. They're tiny.
Dang.
The fishing we got people moving into some fishing stuff here, and obviously I'm loving that. You're speaking my language.
Stanley, is that a strawberry grouper on the bottom?
Dude, you know what? That's a strawberry grouper. And then I got a vermilion. I got a beeliner on top of that. But then the next whole row over there, blackfin snapper. And this is a cool conversation. They're exactly like red snapper. But do you see how they have on their pec fin, they have that little black mark?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you ever come across that in fishing, like I kind of learned this lesson. I knew this one, but I'd never seen it in action until we did this fishing trip. If they have that black mark on their fin, it is an entirely different species. It's free reign. Those things catch like a vermilion. You're no holds barred.
Wow, that's cool.
So
also good to know, if you're ever out and you catch a bunch of red snapper and you're about to get busted for them being undersized or you have too many, take out a Sharpie and start marking them in.
Oh, Lord.
So was one of those your first catch of the year?
No, I got lucky. I was avoiding that conversation. I got lucky, and on January 1st, I got a 26-inch drum.
I remember you saying that.
That's right.
Yeah. I got lucky on that because the day after that, I couldn't catch anything to save my life. It just happened to be that was the day when the conditions were working.
All right, G-Lama, what the heck is that?
I don't remember what he said that thing was, and he'll be here. He's in Australia, so he's asleep right now. He'll be checking this live stream out in the morning. He's pretty dedicated on all that stuff. He was excited about the catch. This guy, if you have any questions at all about tackle in the Discord server, this is the gentleman that you need to talk to because he's got a really, he probably needs help with the way that he purchases tackle. Like, he is an eBay fiend. He owns everything under the sun. And this was one of the rare opportunities where he got to actually go out and use some of it. I don't know what those things are, but he's excited about them. They look like they're a lot of fun to catch. They look kind of like mackerel to me.
Yeah, with
some
some
teeth.
Almost like a short-nosed barracuda or something. I don't know. They're weird.
Yeah, like a mix between a ribbon fish and a Spanish mackerel.
Yeah, good call.
On the right side here, coax. I don't know what that is. I think it's a snakehead, but he was pretty excited about it. It's the first time they'd caught something like that, I believe. Wild Japan. What is that you caught? I believe that was your first catch of the year, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know what that is, but that's right out of Japan.
Little trout or grayling or something like that. It's hard to tell. It's a small.
I want to say it was. I want to say he called it a whiting, which I'm sure there's 100 different kinds of whiting in the world.
Probably.
So it looks like it's out of a small stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see the water in the background there.
Mm-hmm.
Black Warrior got some catfish.
That was his January run. He was doing, and he was having a ball with it. He went and dumped a whole bunch of photos of that catfish trip. Obviously, like again, you can tell he was having fun with it. He's like taking selfies with it. Yeah, Hunter Fox. I was going to say the same thing. It looks like a creek chub. Wild Japan says it's a Japanese dace.
Japanese dace, huh? Never even heard of it.
Yeah, I've not heard of it either.
That's crazy.
Was I wrong about that? You saying that it was called a whiting? I swear I heard you say that.
And Jackman and Pike Lover both brought in the bass, huh?
I believe that was for both of them their first catch of the year.
Oh, congrats.
If I'm not mistaken. I believe Pike Lover, that was his first couple of catches. He was out on the lake doing some ice fishing. Yeah, I know. It was pretty cool to watch him. But it was, great shot. So he had a lot of them. Pike Lover, that was another one where he like just dumped a ton of photos in there one day, just got excited. All right, moving on. Now, we have some other things that we're going to be talking about. Oh, caught it inside Mexico in a canal by work. Wow, I wish I had something like that close to work. I don't.
Yeah.
That's what Wild Japan was saying about that. So now is our time. We need to dub our photographer of the week. Here are the options that you have. So everybody, please let us know in the chat below. I'm going to grab a pen right now. We're going to start keeping track of this and let us know who's the photographer of the week. G Llama with that wicked looking thing. I don't know what that is. And then we got TKY Bro with the very first pair of gear and playing hooky.
People are liking the fox.
With a really nice coyote.
It's a fluffy coyote.
Right. Oh, right off the bat, what do we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the coyote?
He's killing it.
I'm posting my vote for G Llama because I want that guy. I have no arguments with a gray fox going on the Wall of Fame. For anybody, while we're making our votes, make your votes, cast them in real quick here. This is our current 2023 Wall of Fame. We have Mr. Rick Seaman, who is in here, Mr. Zane Collins, Pickle Outdoors Moneybag Yo. That's currently what our Wall of Fame looks like. What do we need to add to it to make this look really good? This is your call. Let us know in the votes that you are casting right now.
Thinking you're going to have playing hooky with that fox. I don't know if there's anybody can come back on that.
Yeah, he was running away with it. This is going to be a short contest, I think.
That was a slam dunk.
In fact, we don't have that many people in here. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 votes. So I'm going to go ahead and call it on here. We got 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds to cast your vote. It's going to have to be absolutely unanimous somebody else, and we're playing hooky to not run away with this one. You need to add my hippo when I kill him in May. Zane, you need a ton of photos. And when you go to kill your hippo in May, if you need an amazingly decent and not at all terrible family photographer for your trip to film it for YouTube, I know a guy. I'm assuming you're going to Africa for that. I've always wanted to go to Africa.
I don't know. It could be going to the Dallas Zoo.
Right, that was going to be my next joke. You going to San
Have
Diego?
you guys heard the stories up there?
No.
There's somebody killing animals in the Dallas Zoo.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Just leaving them dead?
Yeah, from what I understand. I think they might got a suspect now. I don't remember. I have to look in the story again.
That sounds like such a Dallas thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Some oil field guys like, I'm gonna go hunt me a white rhino this weekend.
Yeah, Dallas Zoo.
Yeah, Dallas Zoo. Yeah, he's gonna be in South Africa. Nice.
Be sweet. May will be here before you know it.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well,
Get your stuff together now. Would not mind having that conversation. You don't even know. I'm a fan. I grew up a fan of surfing, and so in the movie Endless Summer 2, they go to Africa and they go surf Cape Town and J Bay. And when they do that, they're out there kind of like in the middle of nowhere. They dial the phone number 29. That's the phone number in Africa that you dial to have like 16 people come out and they catch a bunch of lobster and fish and they make a bunch of bread and they bake it and they cook all of this stuff for you, like out in the middle of nowhere in these homemade like ovens and grills and stuff like that. That movie came out in 1992 and I still remember that phone number.
Nice.
Of course, that's also back in the day we used to remember phone numbers. That's not a thing anymore.
phone number, what is that?
Yeah, that you know what? That is an unappreciated skill these days.
I still remember a few old phone numbers.
I remember my phone number from when I grew up in Albuquerque. Lived there.
I remember my parents. I still remember my grandmother's.
Yeah.
I still remember my best friend's phone number from like junior high and high school.
I remember Audrey's phone number from like her cell phone right now.
I remember Rachel's phone number. I remember her old phone number.
Ah,
Chris Vela says I remember 911.
good. That's a good.
Where you at, Chris? I didn't see any pictures from Chris this week.
Right? What have you been up to?
Or from the lady in the yellow coat? Is that what it was?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Good point. I think you can call it.
Oh, it's been called. We're looking at it and we're enjoying it. It's been called. Playing hooky is absolutely the winner with an amazing little puppy dog you found on the side of the road.
He's not even
He's
in
making
here.
the Wall of Fame. He's not. I know. He's not even here. Like, we could totally be making fun of him. Like,
He usually is, and then the one time he puts in a picture, he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Where'd you send him to, Chris? I completely missed it.
Yeah, don't even remember seeing him in Discord.
Did you? Oh, you might have emailed him to me. If that's the case, I totally missed that. My email's a total disaster mess right now.
Blame Mexico.
Oh, yeah, we did those. We did the Mexico ones. Or the New Mexico ones. Anyway, so yeah, playing hooky. Congratulations, sir, and welcome to the 2023 Wall of Fame. We'll have you up on there next week. Thank you so much to everybody for posting all the picks that you did. Now, unfortunately, it is, time to go out there and do it all over again. You need to go do something amazing and exciting this weekend, get some pictures, have a blast, and then help share them with us next week so that if it's really cold, we all have something we can kind of look at and enjoy vicariously through you.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, it is coming up on that time. What do you guys have planned for this weekend? What can we expect coming up? You guys in the chat, let us know what you're going to be doing. While you're doing that, Grant, I'm going to start with you, man. What are your plans?
I'm going to try to get after some crappie after work one day this week. Otherwise, we're going to a baby shower for the weekend out of town. So
Nice.
I'm going to try to catch, 20, 30, maybe 60 white bass Thursday through Saturday.
I love those numbers.
We'll see how it goes. So that's what I'm doing. Finally going fishing in 2023.
Playing hooky says, I was cutting down some trees. I always get in at the end. Hey, man, totally understand. I get it. Congratulations on your win. You may need to go back and fight me on some of the things that I said about about that ferret that you pulled in. But congratulations on an awesome shot and a great catch, man.
Yep. Very pretty.
Oh, I could go for a hog. I still got to talk to this guy like down the street from me. Thanks to that whole Onyx thing. The Discord server totally turned me on to that, like that whole app for Onyx and finding like land around here. I haven't taken advantage, but man, it's shown me some opportunities.
All right, so we know John's going after some white bass. What do you got going on this weekend, Stanley?
Yeah.
I am crossing my fingers. So I have a ton of stuff that I need to be editing for Mexico. Despite that, we are going to try to get offshore this weekend. It is our intention to go for swordfish or something big offshore. Conditions don't look like they're lining up really well for that. And if that's the case, our plan B is going to be snapper just slightly offshore. So we'll see. We're going to see what we can do. By slightly offshore, I do mean, for anybody that feels like picking on me about that comment, I do mean international water. So calm down.
Gotcha. Looking for those dolphins. I mean,
Right?
Catch of the day, man. Yeah, playing hooky, dude. You did. You ran. You didn't just win. You completely ran away with it. It was a landslide.
Yes, you did.
I think I'm the only person who didn't vote for you. It was almost unanimous.
I think you are, yeah. Dang, you're mean.
Yeah, nothing. Like, you weren't here to defend yourself. That's on you, not me. Zane, appreciate you, man. Go out, have a great weekend. Good luck getting that hog. I want to hear all about it. I want to see pictures, sir.
yeah, shoot him in the
Appreciate
heart.
Yeah, definitely.
you. Yeah. Wild Japan's got 15 kilometers of walking so far today. That is kilometers. So I want to say that's like 2 miles.
No, 15 kilometers is like, I don't know, 10 miles probably.
Yeah.
10, 11, somewhere in there. I know 6 kilometers is 5 miles, so.
Yeah, no worries, man. We appreciate you regardless. And we are going to have you on our, I'm going to bring it back up here real quick.
The wall of fame.
Yeah, you will be added. Your picture is going to be added to the 2023 Wall of Fame, which is going to be shown all year long. So you're going to be on there for the rest of the year now. Congratulations.
I'll be on there next week.
Right? We're going to have to do something to get on there.
Yeah, right. One of us. Grant couldn't do it with his ducks, so I'll have to do it with the.
I didn't. I do strawberry grouper and a blackfin, or strawberry grouper and a blackfin snapper. 2 fish I'd never caught before.
Wasn't there to vote on, or I might have voted for that if it was there, but
Yeah.
whoever runs the thing didn't put those ones in there, so I'm just saying.
I'm holding out until I get that really good fish that I really want seen on the Wall of Fame for the rest of the year.
Stick 'em, boy.
Yep. Yeah. So doggies are bringing it up. They're letting us know that it is that time, guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. We had an absolute blast. This is exactly what I needed to personally get through what are some absolutely frigid and miserable temperatures. Like, this is not my style. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really, really appreciate it. Go out and have a wonderful and an amazing weekend. We can't wait to see what you do. We want to see all your pictures and hear your stories.
Grant, were your place next week or mine?
Yep, be my turn.
Okay.
Yep.
If you are not subscribed to the channels, check it out in the link of this video down below. Check out we have the Outdoors Live Crew YouTube channel, which is going to be where we're going to be doing our live streams from. You need to get in on that now. We have the Discord server, and of course we have everybody's YouTube channels and a link to that article we were talking about earlier with the Dolphins. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you, and we will catch you in the next stream.